Hey folks, just want to talk about a little something about, it's not really collateral damage, because collateral damage is basically if something breaks and then it breaks something else, right? So let's just talk about preventive maintenance. Okay, so here's a car that needed a condenser for the AC because it was leaking. Okay, so the condenser is bolted on, as you can tell, to the radiator, so the radiator has to come out. So when the radiator comes out, a lot of shops will just sell you the condenser, redo the AC freon, and out the door. My collateral damage or preventive maintenance is what I'm talking about. It's basically when the radiator comes out, your upper radiator hose has to be disconnected from here. Then there's a lower radiator hose that's disconnected from there. So the only thing left in the radiator hose to replace it is just the other clamp on the other side. So depending on the miles that you have from the car, why is it that nobody sells the customer the upper and lower radiator hose when they're in this general area? Okay. Plus there's also two rubber hoses that come around and they go to the transmission. There's the transmission cooler hose. That's another hose that's probably been there for as long as the car is made. This is an 03. So it's been there for 21 years. It looks like the hoses have never been touched, but yet you have to remove those hoses. You have to remove those hoses in order to take the radiator out. So while you're there, invest in the two hoses and then replace them. All right. So it's going to be 4 clamps, 2 hoses, about 2 feet each hose. You might as well. You'll be lucky if they even cut the bad ends off. Okay, because sometimes if you're forced, and I say you're forced to use a hose because they don't have it, there's no stock or whatever, and customer wants his car, you usually cut off the part that got clamped on. You know, you cut this part and you start with a brand new clean piece and you put that on. Same thing with radiator hose. All right, you're not going to put the clamp back in the same spot as where the old hose is because it's already crimped. So I usually just cut off the part that's damaged and get a new piece and just slide it on. And as you can tell with this one, you can do that with this one. You can move it down. Same thing with this one. If you wanted to, you can cut it and put it there. But collateral damage, preventive maintenance is pretty much what this video is about. If something has to be taken apart and removed, whatever is attached to it, I like changing them. And I like telling the customer to change it. Yes, it brings up the price. Okay, so you want to come in and somebody says, I want the radiator to change. You know, how much is a radiator? Yeah, you can get a price on a radiator. Do the labor, the antifreeze, and you're good. But you're better off changing whatever's attached to it too, because that could be a job comeback a couple months down the line when all of a sudden the radiator hose blows. And it usually blows around where you remove the clamp and you put a clamp back on. Or because you bent this out of the way to get to the radiator, and then it puts a little kink here somewhere, then you have another problem. So, listen, that old saying, you could pay me now or you could pay me later, is absolutely correct. Okay? So, like I said, change whatever's attached to whatever that you are changing. And I see it a lot with water pumps. People do water pumps. They sell you a belt, they do the water pump, but what's attached to the water pump is a lower radiator hose. Change the freaking radiator hose since you're changing antifreeze anyway. And while you're there, you might as well do the upper radiator hose. Okay? That's it. Rant over. Thanks for watching.